Well, good afternoon. Monday again. However, I must admit I'm not sitting outside today and I'm not looking at the sunshine. It's a little bit grey over here. But having said that, that's absolutely fine. Everything else is good. So here we go. As you can see, I've got a black tile in front of me and I've put my name, my date and number tile, which is number 21. If you don't have a black tile, I don't want you to worry about it at all. You can do exactly the same sort of patterns and whatever we're doing on a regular tile. Obviously, you're just going to use a black pen, whereas I'm going to use a white pen. So having said that then, white pens. Now, of course, because this was an emergency kit that I put together, getting hold of the Sakura pens is quite difficult. It does take 2 weeks from first order, so obviously that just wasn't going to happen, which is why you if you've got the pack, you've sort of got this pen. It works pretty well and it's great in a fix, but yeah, it does the job. But I wanted to just sort of give you an indication and show you the difference just before we start of these pens. Now what you have to do first of all, you have to sort of give it a bit of a shake and make sure that the tip is clean. You see now it's running quite nicely. Sometimes it dries up and what you need to do is just to make sure that tip's not clogged in any way, shape or form. So if I come on in here and I just run that nice and slowly across the page, you see we're getting a nice constant white line. But if I go quickly, it's going to start to sort of give me like gradations, you see there, where it's not fully covered. But that's okay, we understand that. So let's have a look at the Sakura one. This is a jelly roll. It's a size 08, and again you've just got to make sure that it's nice and clean. And again, if I go along really nice and slowly, I'm getting a similar line to there. But again, if I go quickly, you can see where it's sort of splitting. So you do have to sort of take your time with it and allow the ink to flow. So you can see there, the slower I go, it's sort of the more vibrant and the more that stays on the page. I do also like the Uniball, the Signo, and these you can get from Amazon. And again, it works in the same way. Take your time with it. I mean, if you go quicker, you are going to get that sort of grainy effect, but you slow down and you can actually get some really nice fine detail. This one's I find a little bit finer than this one, but this is an 08. You can get sort of an 05, which I've got on order at the minute. If you wanted to go really, really fine, hi everybody, I'm just doing about it just touches the photo corners for your round one, Julie. What I'll do, I'll put mine in a bit later and I'll show you. Now you can see with this one, it is the spirograph, the rotring, and you can see here, I'm going to need to give it a bit of a shake. You get an extremely fine line. Now they do come in different sizes, and this is a cartridge that you fill with ink, but you do have to sort of let it get flowing. So you can see there that I've worked on 4 pens very, very quickly there, and you can see that and take that away and go back to our tile. Okay, we're ready for this then. I hope that's answered a few questions about pens. So I know we like to use the right ones, but sometimes we have to use what we've got, and that's great how we go. Okay, deep breath then. What I'm going to do to start with, I'm not going to worry about doing my dots today. Oh yeah, Julie, I said at the beginning, yeah, please, if you've not got a black tile, just use a black pen and go on a regular tile. It's absolutely fine. It just gives you a different background to work on. Okay. Oh yeah, see, it's cold in Northern Ireland as well. Yeah, it's a bit cold here today. I've got a jumper on. So, okay. Are we ready then? Where shall we start? Oh, let's have a look. I'm gonna go in here. And I'm going to sort of add in, nice and slowly as I've just mentioned, a bit of a bubble there. Okay, I've done it that distance so you can sort of see the size I'm working to. Okay. Hey Carol, yeah, I do on occasion. I do at shows, but I don't have them on my website. But if you're struggling and you need one, yeah, I can do. But you know, you can get them from Amazon as well. They do some good offers sometimes. Okay, I'm going to go a little bit larger here now, so you can see this sort of little orb that I've done here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add another one to the side of it. I'm not worried if it's same. You see, it's not quite same. It's sort of underneath there, so I've got just a little bit going on. Oh, sorry, Joe. It sort of did go a little bit sketchy, didn't it? But if I get time, I'll go back through it a little bit later. I don't know why. Alright, so I'm going to go on another one. Now, I'm going to do another one, but I'm not going to try and do the same all the way around. So I'm going to come over here on purpose, and I'm going to add one here. So I don't want a sort of a flowery type shape kicking in there. Okay, and then let's join one to there. To here. Now you will notice, see how much slower I'm going than when I normally use a black pen, because we want that ink to sort of allow itself to go round. And I'm just going to go in now and I'm going to add, it's almost grape-like, I would say, or maybe blackberry. You see, I've left a bit of a space there. I'm going around, I'm just sort of forming my own shape. Let's have another one there. So if I just zoom a little bit, you can sort of see where this is going, you know, in terms of proportion and size. I'll add one over here. And then another one there. You see, I'm on purpose trying not to do them all the same. Okay. So I think there's a few more I need round here. So let's go in put that one in. Right, Karen, I was using the 0.25, but I've also got a 0.35, and they do go up to ones. So I think sometimes it's about you know, you're going with something that you're comfortable with. There we go. See, I know you sort of feel like you want to put one in there, but I'm going to leave that on purpose, and I'm going to add another one here. And then here. Okay, and then let's go in there. Okay, I'm going to have to put one in. There we go. Let's just finish it there. Yeah, I think I'm good with one more there. Look, I'm good with that. I think that's fine. Okay, so you've sort of got that flower bit in the middle, but I want it to look a little bit random. Or if you go on to Amazon, or there's a company called Cast Art, and you can buy rotring ink from them, and there's 4 colours. There's black, red, blue and white. Hang on a second, I know we're going off piece here, but there we go. There's the box, look, and there we go. It comes like that, and you've got the cartridge comes with your pen, and you just take the cartridge out, fill it with ink. Okay, you're welcome, Karen. So I've got that going on, and now I'm going to pick another spot. I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to add in another one of those. Okay. Oh, you're welcome, Pat. So let's then go a little bit bigger so you can see what I'm doing now. And again, nice and slow with this pen. And then just keep it going. And again, I'm going to try, let's put one here, look, just to sort of keep it a little bit different. And we're just going round and we're overlapping. If you think my camera moved then, it was somebody with teeth. Benji, leave it alone. It's vying for attention. There we go. He's obviously heard me talking, and he's come up to see what's going on. And if there's any food available, of course. There isn't. Do you see I'm just working my way around? I adding little bits in. Let's add one up here. Do you know, once you get a white pen on a roll and it's working and it's flowing, it's absolutely brilliant to work with. Yes, Benji does. He does like to photobomb any photo, and he likes his photograph taken. It's funny. Oh, Mary, we're just working out dates at the minute. I think it's this week. I'm hoping for Thursday or Friday because I'm not quite ready yet. But I'll post. I'll let you all know when I'm ready to go. All right. Oh, Julie. Yeah, dogs. They're lovely, aren't they? What would we do without them? Yeah, they are, aren't they, Gracie? Little sort of raspberry type things going on here. All right. So I'm gonna add another one. Let's go in here. So there we go. Let's put one in there. And again, I'm going to work my way around. I'm not trying to make one or the other match. I'm just going in and focusing just on this particular one at the time. So I'm going to put one there. See, I was a bit quick with that one then. Slow down. I think sometimes we tangle a lot. We do get used to using that black pen and we do go along pretty quickly. Yeah, it could do. Pine cones, yeah. But yeah, using the white pen means you do have to physically slow down. Oh, hi there. Hi, everyone. There we go. All right. A little bit. So I might not make this one as big. I think you can get a little bit carried away if you're not careful. There we go. So I've got 3 there. All right. So then let's focus. You see, because I've done them here, I sort of feel like this corner is going to be my focus. So I'm just going to put a dot there, just so when I turn my tile, you can see where I'm heading. You might decide that it's going to be one of the other corners. It's entirely up to you. Oh, Gracie, I do have an example in gold. Wait till you see it. Okay. So, okay, I'm going to head to that point. I'm going to go from here, and I'm going to create sort of a stem, nice and slowly, all the way down to that dot. Okay, I'm not going to put another one in at the minute. I'm just going to work on that one. Okay, let's go back then. So I've got a little bit of a stem sort of going off here. Okay, so let's go in a little bit bigger now. Okay, so let's start by working on this side. What I'm going to do, start at that sort of point again, and I'm going to come up nice and slowly and sort of round the top there, and then give it a little bit of a kink in that bottom edge there. Alright, so then let's put in a sort of a centre line, and that's quite a big dot, little dot, and an even smaller dot, if you can fit one in, that is. Okay, so then from sort of here, so this is where my shape I've just done here and this line sort of meets. As let's come back up here and add in another one and add that little kink in. Alright, you see how it's just sort of curved a bit? Don't have to be the same, don't have to have it different sizes. And then again, that large dot, mid dot, small dot. Something about doing dots with a white pen, isn't it? It's lovely. Okay, I'm going to put a little one in here. There you go. Now, this is where I suppose if you've got a thinner pen, it would, you get more in, because I can only really get one dot in there, so it's too little. Okay. So let's change it up a little bit, because we could do these all up the top. Well, let's go a little bit different. And I'm going to come in starting at the same point, so we're in here nice and slowly, and I'm going to go all the way up here, all the way around. It's almost like I'm doing the same one, but I'm coming back on myself, you see. And then from there I can continue that round and back on itself, you see that, and then all the way back down into that point there. Okay, so you see how I did that in sort of 2 or 3 sort of steps. Let's have a look at it. Here we go. Okay. Do like doing those. So then here we can get in another one of those with a little kink at the side. Line coming up, large dot, mid and small dot. Alright. Oh, it's pretty. And then I'm going to put another one in here, so it's going to go sort of underneath that one, but it's going to come up and round and back down. Again with that line up and the dots in if I can. Okay. So I reckon I can get, let's have another one in here, look, so it's coming up here, round. There's something about overlapping, isn't there? It's just nice to sort of imagine where it's going to be. I think you get a good result from that then. Alright. Oh yeah, imagine this in copper but using a brown tile or like a tan coloured tile. There we go. Yeah, I might even squeeze one in there. Just a little one, see, and it's going underneath that one there. So you're just going to see a little bit of it. Let's put one in here. See, they don't have to be all the same size, they can all be different. Yeah, how pretty is that? Look at that. Okay. So then I'm going to do this side of the tile, but I find it easier rather than try and I'm going to go over the top of it and create this side. I'm fearful that I'm going to sort of knock that, and although it's mostly dry, it's not fully dry yet. Oh, thanks, Anne-Marie. Well, hi Steph, hi Claire. So I'm going to work my way this way now. So again, I'm going to come in. You see I've gone a little bit quick with that there. I need to slow it down. There we go. And then back down and put a little kink in that one. And then that line up there, a little dot. Let's go a bit bigger there. See, big, medium, small dot. Okay. Oh, you could, yeah. They are lovely. And again, backing from that point. You can see that my flow now is not as smooth as it was earlier, but we're back in. Yeah. Oh, that's good news, Sue. Thank you for letting me know. They are starting to come through now, I think. There we go. Okay. So then let's attempt another one of these wonderful shapes. So I'm going to come up, so look, from the same point where I did before. So always working from that point there. That's the sort of first stem. It's going to come up. It's going to sort of go underneath there. In, round, and almost round and back on itself, like so. And then in and round. Okay, and then follow that through till it's coming back to that centre point. Okay. Oh, hi Jane. Right, so you see I've got space here. I'm going to put one in, I'm going to put one in that way so you just get a little bit of it, you know, so it's going underneath there. And then let's have one here. So again, you've got to pretend that it's matching and going to that centre point. Line, and there's, oh, just doing those dots is lovely. There we go. Let's have a look at that the right, well, I say the right way around. There we go. Alright, that's looking really good. So let's just add another one in there, like this. Just a little one. So you can get 2 dots in there. Okay. Alright, I'm going to leave that one. And then I'm going to come and have a look at this one here. And again, I'm wanting to go to that point, but actually, shall I go in a slightly different way? Yeah. Oh, it's going to turn it that way so I can get that to come in. And then it's going to come from here. Look, I'm going to see a little bit there, a little bit up there, look, and then in and up to that one. Okay. Alright. So this is why we only put that first line in, we didn't put the others, because obviously now there are things at the front of it that you know, that would have sort of, that line would have been in the way, wouldn't it? So let's start at the bottom as before, and imagine that this is the point here, look, and this is where we start with this. So I'm going to come in, work my way up and round, and that little kink at the bottom, and you probably just see the top of the line on that one. Alright, we're starting to build in a little bit of depth. So again, imagining where that line is, sort of back here. So let's come on up and bring that round and back in, and again the line. See, so I think it's important to have that pattern on and do it as you're going, so you can sort of keep track. So you can follow it through and you know where you're going with it. So here, and if you notice, I'm actually not leaning on my tile at all. I'm leaning on my board, and I've got my pen sort of held slightly upright, so I'm not touching what I've already done there. So there, I'm going to put another one of those in first. There we go. And I'm not really going to see much at the top there. That's it. Just a little dot. Okay. Okay. Oh no, if Evie calls, you've got to answer it. Yeah. Make sure that you give them some time. Alright, so there we are again. There's my sort of curl. And then back in, round, and down. Okay, so I'm not going to see anything else there, it's just that little bit. And then I'm going to get another one of them in there, I think. The more the merrier. Here we go. Just so I can put those dots in, really. That's all I want to do. Okay. Oh God, this is not good. I know yours went in the first batch. Okay. You know what? When we finish this, I'm going to email C&C and just see what's going on, because there's a few people now that have not got their orders, and I know they all went. Okay, so I've done this side. So now I'm going to work on this side, and you can see that there's not much you're going to see here because it's getting really busy, but we're still going to sort of pretend and make sure that we've got some of these elements going in. Alright, so there's another, and let's put that line in. Okay, and then I'm going to come up here all the way around, along, in and down. You see now I did that in one swoop. It's fine for you to stop at the top, it's okay. You see that I've gone the same way here, and that's because this time I'm going to bring in another one and go underneath that one. Oh, now we see we're getting clever. See, our pen should be in good flow now, so we should be getting on. Let's do this. Okay. And then here, and in, and down, and there's those dots again. Okay. Now, Garth, it'd be interesting to know if your mum got hers, because it went at the same time. Okay, let's have a look at her. All right. So one more to do here. Now you could quite easily lose it in all of this section, but what I'm going to do is bring out the line this way. See, it's still going to go back to there. Alright. So now I am going to work from this side, because obviously I don't want to work all over that, and we're going to go in here. So I'm not going to see that one. Oh, we're both still waiting. And you know what, I did post them two separately. I know we said we could have done them together, because I thought, well, at least, you know, see if one gets there. Alright, let's not worry about it now. There we go. Okay, so you can see that I'm working exactly the same way. Now I'm going to add one of those longer ones in. Let's bring it up here and in and back round. There's something about going underneath things. It really starts to add in that depth, and that's what we're wanting. There we go. And then this bit I'm just going to put a line in so it looks like it's going behind. Okay, let's have another one in here. Nice and gentle. There we go. Let's put those dots in again. And let's have one here. So you get quite carried away with these. Quite nice, aren't they? Okay, let's turn that around and have a look at it. There's quite a lot going on there, but I'm really liking that. See, I'm not going to worry about any more of those there. But what we can do is we can go on in. That's coming from here and bring it out here, and we know what's coming. Do we know what's coming? Oh, Gracie, why does it always have to be my sorting office? Eh? You know, we work really hard to get the you know, your parcels out as quickly as we can, and when we spend some hours there, you know, doing it, especially at the minute. There's only the two of us, and to find that weeks later you've still not got them, so frustrating. Yeah, singers. Now you'll notice what they're quite a lot heavier using a white pen, but that's absolutely fine. Sometimes it's nice to work with a pen that you wouldn't normally use. You know, if you normally use quite a light or a very fine one, it makes you sort of look at some of these patterns in a different sort of light almost. Let's put a little curl in that one, see? A little curl. There we go. Nice and slow with that ink, remember. There we are. Okay. Do we all like zingers? Do we? Alright. And let's just add in a couple of little bubbles. Not too many. You notice they're all slightly different sizes. Some are just dots. Let's add a couple in there. Carol, that's interesting, isn't it? Yeah. I don't know what's going on. Okay. Okay. So far we've got quite a lot going on there, and it's all very white at the minute, and we're sort of, where's this going to sort of be leading to? So we're going to put our pen down, and we're then going to come in with our white pencil, and let's start looking at some of this definition in there. So let's make it a little bit larger, and let's start with where we began with the pen, really, with these. Yeah, it would, Gracie, actually. It's lovely, isn't it, this? Or on a card. Imagine giving this as a card. It would be lovely. So now, before we sort of go in with this, imagine you could use pastel pencils and different colours on this, and I do sort of have a sample of that a little bit later, but I'm using the white pencil because that's what's in that emergency kit, and I'm working alongside that. So if you have got other colours, then please feel free to sort of go ahead and mix them up a little bit. You can see I've got that regular sort of little smirk going on there. It's sort of a little smile at the side of the face almost. Just take your time, and if you feel that the white ink's not dry yet, then give it a blow. Okay. Alright, so I've put a little bit on every single one, and you can see that I've kept it on the same side. Now if yours is on the right, sorry, the left or the top, it's fine, but just sort of keep it in the same way. Okay, tortillon. Now again, you can see that I'm using the same tortillon as I would with any of my pencils. There we go. But I've actually labelled this one white, so you can see that I've been very good, and I've kept it just for my white pencil. So I'm very, very gently just going to smooth it out a bit, but I'm not going to cover the whole sort of area. Yes, Julie, you can get pastel chalks. I have used them in class before. You can get really, really small ones. I don't know if I've got any here. One second. And you can actually use your tortillon, and you can just sort of rub your tortillon over the pastel. Oh yeah, you can, very sensible. Look, put it into a bag. Here we go. Look. So you can see, look, let's move out a little bit. Very small. So if I was to say, there we go. With that one, now I'm going to use. If I've got one, I'll use another tortillon so you can see the difference. Okay, now there we go. So if you were going to sort of use this, what you could do is you could rub on there, you see, so you've got some picked up there. I'm just going to change it a little bit, and then you can go on and you can add your sort of pastel on that way. Or if you've got pastel pencils, then you can just go straight on like we do with the white pencil. You see that? It's giving it a little bit of colour. But yeah, they work pretty well. They work just as well as the white pencil, which I say I'll stick with because that's what we're using in terms of our basics. You can see the difference looking at colour. So you've got a little bit of blue in there. All right. So just gently, smoothing it out. I'm trying not to cover all of it. I'm trying to leave some of the black, just like we'd normally leave some of the white of the paper, just to sort of give it that little bit of depth. All right. Okay, let's move out a little bit. Oh, Margarita, polychroma in an oil, yeah. It's primarily the actual makeup of the pencil, so you've got an oil based, whereas polychromo's not. Well, it is, but it isn't. It would actually take the whole of the sort of session to cover that. But if you go on to Pinterest after this and you type in what is a polychromo, it'll give you quite an extensive answer on what it is. You do find that with the polychromos in particular, they're very light fast, so they won't fade. Whereas with the oils, you want to start blending it with different sort of like liquids and things to get it going. But certainly when you're working on black, your pastels are far better, or your gel pens. You could use different colour gel pens. That does the trick as well. Yeah, Gracie, yeah, it's nice, isn't it? And you imagine using the different colours, it works quite well. And as I said before, using a different pen other than white, which I can show you when we've done this one. But sticking with the basics. Okay, so you can see where we're starting to sort of define a few areas and build up a little bit of 3D here. Just working it through. Let's have a look at that then. See? Quite nice, yeah. Oh, Maz. That's okay. You can pick this video up any time, can't you? And go and have a look at it. There we are. So again, I'm just adding that characteristic-y little smirk on each one. Just gently. And then, on each one, she says, there. And then just follow it through. There we go. Little bits. So, how did we get on with the round tiles from Friday? I know some of them I've seen on Facebook are pretty spectacular. It's quite nice, isn't it, to work on the round. Okay, let's have a look at that. There we go. So next bit then, and again, just as in we're following on from where we started with the pen. Oh yeah, it is, Sue, isn't it? I think sometimes you do your first one and it is nice to go back. But then it's nice to keep your first as well. Put the two side by side. So you see here, I'm starting at this point and I'm just working the pencil up that line and just floating it out. You see? Now I know it's sort of it's quicker if I just, scribble a little bit on, but these things are not about speed. It's about just trying to relax with it a little bit. Just sort of enjoy the moment and take it in that you're not going to rush this and everything's going to be done properly. I think we rush so much in our lives. And sometimes things that, I'll do it later, or you just do half the job. You think, I haven't got time. Whereas with this one, you just think, well, you know what, I'm gonna make this one mean something. Oh, Rhiannon, yeah, you'll give it another go, another day. You'd be amazed once you've tried one and then you come back to it. Yeah, it's just going to focus on this white. Just flicking it up, each one in turn. I'm not trying to cover the whole thing. I'm just coming from that centre point there. Yeah, it's a good thing to do, Julie, that. It just sort of focuses you on the moment, doesn't it? And puts you back there. There's a bit of one there. That's what it's all about. It's not about, how good does it look. Yeah, they all look stunning in their own way, but it's about that process, and I think we should remind ourselves about that at times. Nobody else needs to see it. Nobody else needs to look at it. It's just about you and this little piece of paper and this few pens and pencils. Just enjoying that moment just for yourself. Okay. Oh, that's nice. It's a shame that, let's say, birthdays are going on, during lockdown, but it's getting there, isn't it? It's getting there. Okay, so I'm not really putting a lot of pressure on here. I'm just following those lines that I've taken and just smoothing it ever so gently up and into those shapes. It's just sort of, taking the edge off and just fading it into that black background. There we go. Just nice and gentle. Just small amounts. I'm not even trying to sort of brush it up and over the top. I'm just concentrating on those ends, just smoothing them out a bit. So it's nowhere near as sort of strong as when we did the flowers, but that's what's giving it a little bit of a change. Okay. Okay. So, see, I'm all relaxed now. It's all good. So focusing on here, I'm going to add, you see I'm working on with the side of my pencil. I'm going to add a little bit more on here and into that one and this one. So I'm putting that same sort of curve shape each time I go in, and I'm not even going to look at the stems. Oh yes, Joyce, I know it's really tough at the minute, really tough. But you know, we're with you. I know we can't be all there, but we're with you, virtually. Okay, now you see here I've changed and I've gone to swirls because I'm trying to move it about a bit more onto the piece. Now you'll see here, look, that I've not quite gone up to the white line, so I've got this sort of little black edge, and then as I've smoothed it out. So let's do the same sort of with this one, and let's work it up. See, I'm not quite going up to the line, but because I'm working in circles or swirls, it's naturally going to give it that yeah, Joyce, we mean it, we do. You know, everybody that's been on here, we're all, you know, we're all in it together, aren't we? I know people have said that, but you know, we're helping each other get through it. Okay, so let's turn it through and do the same on this one. Now here, this one's going behind, so I'm just going to put that little curve in there and then come back to these swirls. And again, look, by its very nature, it's forming around the shape that we've drawn there. Okay. And then here's the other one. So again, you see, you can hear that I am pressing on a little bit, but not seriously. There's never any serious pressure, but just by going around, trying to keep to the edge. There we go. It's actually creating sort of slightly different texture. And you can see by having that black line around, it's just sort of giving it that little bit of depth. So back in with the pencil, I'm just going to add a highlight. You see, just a little one. Look. Just on those. And then this one here. Okay. I think I'm going to put a little bit in there. Just to sort of finish that bit off. So let's have a look at that. Okay, so that is about all I want to do on that, and I know it's a little bit early finishing, but if it's okay with you, there was a different pattern that somebody asked me about, and I wanted to sort of have a little bit of time and show you how to do it. So there you go, there's my initials. But before that, I want to just show you how this would look in a couple of ways. Imagine doing this smaller. Now, I don't know how well this is going to sort of show on the camera, but let's give it a go. And here I've got a lovely little bracelet, and if you look real close, there it is. You see, so you've got the very same shape sort of here. The sections. I've only got 2 on there though, and there's your little leaf type shapes. So you can see that from there you can get quite small, and it's quite nice to sort of have a play with and do that. But we talked about how lovely this would look in a different colour, and I want to show you a journal page here that I've done with this particular pattern. So you can see there that doing it in gold, and you can see, look, adding that little bit of blue in there. See, I've added 2 blues in there. Makes a massive difference. So if I put that one with this one, you can see that, you know, adding that touch of colour makes just a little bit of difference to it, and it's really, really nice to do. And another nice thing as well is, I know that you've got grey tiles in your pack. Actually doing this on grey with the black and the white pencil is pretty stunning. So that's something that you can sort of have a go. You can see, look, I've got a bit carried away there on my journal page, going on to there. So that's one way of, well, 3 ways of sort of doing that particular pattern, and I think it's really beautiful in its own right. But I think sometimes, you know, we talked about if you've got a tile and you don't like it. So I don't know, I mean, I haven't got, say, a tile that I don't particularly like as such, but, you know, let's have a look at this one, say, for example. Little one here, similar pattern. You don't like it. What you could actually do with that particular flower pattern is you could go in, and so let's say this section here, I didn't like this section. You could go in and you could actually fill it in. So instead of doing, you know, the sort of the bumps that I was doing earlier, actually fill it in with these shapes. Maybe you'd want to use a thicker pen, but just so it gives you the idea. See, I'm just going to go in, and you see, because there's so much black in there, it's totally obliterating whatever was underneath it. I'm doing this sort of very quickly, but you can see that you've got that pattern forming there, haven't you? There you go. And then if I go in with my white pen and just add in little highlights on all of those little pieces. Okay. And then bring in that little stem, and then I can come on in and add in those shapes. Let's go on up here. See that there? Because that's going over, I'm going to have to go in and fill that in. Alright, and then back up maybe in this way round. You see, I'm going quite quickly, but you can sort of see where it goes from being in its own right a beautiful beautiful pattern, but it's going to take on board, and it's going to create something else that's a little bit different too. So find something maybe on a tile you've practiced on, you think, do you know what, I didn't really like that, and actually put it on there and see what you can do with it, and watch it sort of come to life a little bit more. So that's that one. And as I say, we've got a little bit of time left, so rather than, you know, keep working on that one, I think that's plenty. If it's okay with you, I wanted to show you how to do a different pattern, but doing it in 2 different ways. So I've got a little bit of paper here, and I'm going to very quickly, just for the sake of it, I'm going to draw around one of my buttons. Here we go. So it's amazing what you could use these for. Let's do it that way as well, because I can show you this in 2 ways or 3 ways. So It's a pattern we've done before, but it's got so much potential. I really want to sort of go in a little bit more detail and do it. So really, perhaps normally do is when we do this pattern is we just fill the whole section. But what I am going to do is just break it up. And I'm going to do the same with this one as well. Let's just turn that round and into this one and into this one. Okay, so I've got a little grid on each one. So let's work on this side first, and I'm going to start at this point here and I'm going to pull down. Okay, and turn it round and start where I've just finished and pull down. Okay, same again, turning it round, same again. Now you'll recognise this. This is probably, I think we did this on, is it tile 4 maybe? Where we did the hex again and it sort of embraced out. So you can see each time as I turn my tile, I'm starting from the same point and coming outwards. Same point, coming outwards, you see? I'm just going to keep that going. Now if I was to keep turning my tile, we're all going to get dizzy. So there we go, I'm just going to fill that one in now. You see I'm just following it round as before. Starting from the same point and just until I've got no more space. Okay, so I'm going to do the same pattern there in this one here, just so you've got a comparison so you can see where I'm working it from. That's why, Gracie, that's why there's a couple of people I say have asked about this one, so I thought if I can, you know, I'll just spend 10 minutes on it so you can have a go. It's just absolutely divine. And just as a thought perhaps, how would people feel about having a written reference and photographs for the tiles that we've done? Maybe instructions in the form of a book? Just a thought, just putting that out there. Okay, so you can see there, again, I'm just really quickly following that because I'm going to show you that again in a minute, but you don't need to see that twice. There we go. Okay, so you've got sort of the same thing going on. So let's focus on this one here. And looking at the pattern, you can see that you've got this fan going this way here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this fan, but I'm going to do this way. So let's start here and pull outwards. Okay. And then from here, I'm going to repeat that process. So I'm doing sort of a mirror image to this one. And then in there. And then back up to that one. And again, you know, you turn your tile a little bit more here, but I don't want to send you dizzy. Yeah, oh, DVDs, oh, I don't know. It's getting the right, you know, the right software to edit and things like that for DVDs and stuff. But I see where you're coming from. Maybe it's something I need to sort of look into, isn't it, once we're back on track. So you can see there that I'm now doing the same pattern as I did before, but I've done a mirrored image. There we go. So you've got this fan forming all of this way. Oh, Rhiannon, yeah, it would be, wouldn't it? It's sort of would be a really good record of what we did. Very therapeutic. So you see here now, I've got the same sort of pattern here, this sort of fan. So let's do a mirror image there. So you can see that I've done a mirror image of this one. And then here, it's working from there to there. So again now, I'm just following it through. Now it doesn't matter which way I'm going, all I'm focused on is where I've started and pulling that line out. Okay. You see where that's going? So just keep it going. And I said, when you're first practicing this, turn your tile as you're going because you want to make sure you're keeping a focus going. Okay? So you see that you've got this pattern here now and pattern here. So on this one, let's again mirror. So I'm going from this point and I'm going to go up to here to join that one. And then this way. And you see then I'm forming the same pattern again, but I'm doing sort of the mirror image of this one. So from there you're getting this wonderful sort of integrating fan pattern. I'll finish that one off so we can see how we could do it another way. There we are. So see what you've got from that original one. You can see that you've got these mirrored images, and I think that sort of makes a little bit sense rather than trying to sort of fathom that out. So let's look at it another way. So looking at this pattern now, before, if you remember, we actually mirrored, so I'll do it this way, we mirrored this one. But what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to copy this one exactly. So see where I started there and went this way, then I'm going to do the same here. So I'm going to start here and do that one. See? So it's slightly different. Oh. Do you know, I knew you'd like the idea. I thought it'd be good. Good job I've started one, isn't it? There we go. So you can see that I'm working my way around and I'm doing exactly the same as I did on that one there. So I've not mirrored it, I've not changed it, I'm doing exactly the same, and I'm just working, from each point and pulling out, from that, pulling out, you see? Just as I keep going. So if you look at the centre that's forming there now, you'll find that you've got a slightly different pattern. Sorry, Julie, I have to. You teased us with the cookies. So then I'm going to do this same pattern here. Okay, so where I went from this point up, I'm doing exactly the same again. And then following that round. Okay. So exactly the same as before. And again, you see from the point I finished, I'm off screen again, from the point I finished the last one, pulling out. Okay. And then I'm just going to keep it going. So I'm going a little bit quicker there, but you would focus a bit more in the middle. And then of course the last one here, exactly the same again. So I'm going from this point, so there's my point again, look, and I'm pulling out. Okay, and then from this point out. So exactly the same. Oh, a bit of a kink there, but that's okay. From what I did before. It was really fun actually of an evening, you know, maybe if you've had a glass of wine or two, to have a go at this, but see how fast you can do it. I think I might challenge you to that, but I dare you to post what you've done. It's really funny. Still trying to get John to do it. Well, not to have the wine and do that, but actually to tangle, that'd be great. Okay, so you can see there, from the same pattern and just doing a mirror image or doing exactly the same image, you're getting a totally different looking pattern. So just a quick one then, if we want to work on a triangle shape. This is why this is a great pattern, because it's so versatile. Oh no, it's me and my pen being a bit quicker. There we go. So I could actually do one of these patterns and I could just work it through just on the one, but let's split it into 3 sections. Okay, so working on this sort of section, let's start from the point in the middle. So from the point, and I'm going to work outwards just as before. So I know it's a slightly different shape, but we're doing exactly the same principle. So from this dot outwards, and from this dot outwards. So you see exactly the same pattern, but in a slightly different way. Okay, there we go. So you've got that one. So then you've got your choice. You can do exactly the same again. So I could take this point here, start here and come out and repeat it, or we could do a mirror image. So once we've got that mirror pointed there, then it's just a case of following that shape and filling it in till you've got no more space. Okay, and then here, look, let's mirror that one, mirror there. So then we're going to have a bit of a slight difference there, and working our way around. So you can see there that just by changing up the shape, you're going to start changing up how the pattern looks. So that's really something for you to have a little bit of a play at and a practice. So yeah, I hope you don't mind me doing that. I know I split up the tile a little bit today. So the main focus we'd got was this, but this was just a little bit about how to do paradox and how to change it up to create some different patterns. So with that in mind, I think we're gonna go back to a square tile on Wednesday, and we're gonna stick to the regular one, the creamy whitey coloured ones that we do. So it'll be black pen, pencil, and tortillon just as before, and we'll spend some time working on a new pattern for that one. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope I've given you a little bit of inspiration and you've had a few little ideas that you could perhaps use. And, you know, have an experiment with a few things that I've mentioned there. Maybe not too much alcohol, but, you know, now and again, it's quite nice. So, yeah, have fun with it and enjoy. And all being well, I will see you Wednesday. Okay. All right. Have a great time. Okay, see you soon. Bye.